Hello and welcome to our audio guide for visitors to South East Cornwall, produced by ARC Marketing in association with Entertainment Services UK, entitled Have a Nice Day. This guide is designed to introduce you to places of interest along with our recommended venues, specially chosen using local knowledge to save you the time and the expense of finding your own way around as a stranger to the area. Ideally, run the tape through your car cassette player and note the places of interest to you and how to get there. The pauses in the tape will give time to switch your player on and off while carrying out the instructions on how to get from A to B. We start this guide, point A on the map, on the Tamar Bridge, whereas the locals will have you believe you leave England and cross into Cornwall. Have a nice day. As you cross the Tamar Bridge, which was opened in 1961, on your right you look up the River Tamar, which separates Devon and Cornwall, and where in years gone by some of the biggest consignments of copper, tin and arsenic were brought on the tide from riverside mines to be shipped all over the world. On your left is one of the wonders of engineering, Isambard Kingdom Brunel's Royal Albert Bridge, still in daily use after over 120 years. Whilst it cost £225,000 to build in the mid-1800s, it now costs £320,000 just to repaint it every 6 years. Beyond Brunel's Bridge and to your left, you can see some of the world-famous Devonport Dockyard. Leaving the bridge, you now enter a road tunnel, which bypasses the Salt Ash bypass, which itself used to bypass the town centre. And on leaving the tunnel, you come out into the Cornish countryside. Continue for some 4 miles along the A38 and through the villages of Landrake and Tideford. On leaving Tideford, look out for a left turn signposted to St Germans. Turn left, then immediate right. Go under the arch, and around the corner on your left, you'll find the first of our recommended venues, Heskin Mill Restaurant. Heskin Mill has been a unique and outstanding restaurant for 15 years and is the perfect place for your business luncheon or that extra special romantic candlelit dinner. The beautifully preserved building was a full working watermill until the 1950s, serving the Port Eliot estate owned by the Earl of St Germans, and to this day has retained the 19th century mill workings intact, with 2 water wheels, exposed stone walls, picturesque beams and an open fire. The a la carte menu, complemented with seasonal monthly specials, has gained a superb reputation, with locally grown fresh produce and homemade sweets, pastries and ice creams. There's ample riverside parking and all major credit cards are accepted. Open all year from Tuesdays to Saturdays for lunch and dinner, you can be certain of a meal to remember. For further information and reservations, please phone 01752 851 481. Returning to the A38, turn left and up the hill to Tyrrellfoot Roundabout, point B on the map, where you turn left onto the A374. Continue for 1 mile along the A374 before turning right onto the A387 signposted to Looe. Follow this road through the delightful hamlet of Hessenford and continue past Widegates onto the B3253 and onto No Man's Land. On reaching No Man's Land, look out for and follow the signs to the world-famous Monkey Sanctuary. The Monkey Sanctuary, set in a Victorian house and wooded gardens overlooking Looe Bay, has been the home of a socially natural colony of woolly monkeys for over 30 years. It's recognised worldwide as the first place this beautiful species has survived and bred outside its natural Amazonian rainforest habitat. Open to the public from Sundays to Thursdays, from the week before Easter up to the end of September, visitors can see at close quarters the monkeys in the sanctuary gardens and experience the very special relationship between the staff and this gentle species. Regular talks throughout the day explain the monkey life at the sanctuary and the problems they face in their natural habitat. Refreshments and gifts are available, together with details on how to adopt a family to ensure this outstanding work will continue. For full information, you can telephone on 01503 262 532. Returning to No Man's Land, continue along the B3253 for about a mile until you see on your left a big holiday complex called Looe Holiday Park, after which you take an immediate left turn onto your first narrow Cornish road. This will lead you down to Milindreth Holiday Village. Once you reach Milindreth Beach, you won't want to leave. It really does have everything you could want for a great family day out. The beautiful sandy beach is ideal for sunbathing while the youngsters play in the tidal pool. And for the more energetic, there's water skiing, jet skiing, diving and parascending. If you haven't tried this exhilarating sport yet, then now's your chance whether you're 18 or 68. It's suitable for anyone and everyone. And when you're ready for a break, there's a licensed beach tavern, beachcomber cafe and takeaway with really good food and all sorts of other amusements inside and out, far too many to mention. You'll just have to come to Milindreth Beach to experience it all. One thing's for sure, you'll never get bored. For further details and information about the holiday homes, telephone 01503 263 281. Returning to the B3253, turn left and after a short distance bear left towards the Barbican area of Looe, where you'll find a few handy shops on your right and our next port of call, Emil's Fish Bar. No visitor's guide would be complete unless we found you what we consider the best place for fish and chips in the area. Everyone has their favourite shop at home, but it can be very hit and miss when you're away unless you know where to go. Emil's Fish Bar has everyone's vote, both locals and visitors alike, and whether you decide to eat in or take away, you'll be delighted with what you get. With the exception of Sundays, it's open every day at lunchtimes and from 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. in the evening. You can choose whatever you wish from their selection of freshly caught fish, and the chips are really great too. They're also licensed and have a delightful little restaurant on the premises where you can book a table by telephoning on 01503 262 932. There's ample parking right outside, and as Colin, the owner, also runs some of the food concessions at Milindreth Holiday Village, you can be sure that you're getting an expert to prepare your meal. Save me a chip when you go. Returning to the B3253, turn left and continue down the hill into the old port of Looe, which was primarily a fishing village, catching and curing pilchards, but now more renowned as the headquarters of the Shark Angling Club of Great Britain. And as you enter Looe, the first place you will see on your left is the Globe Inn. The Globe Inn is right opposite the station, with parking on the premises, and after the last train has wended its way back up the Looe Valley line mid-evening, you can also park in the station. It's easy access, being only 3 or 4 minutes walk from the town centre and the quay, all of which tend to get very congested with traffic in season, makes it very popular for visitors as well as enjoying its own thriving local trade. And as a free house with accommodation for bed and breakfast, it makes an ideal place to stop for a drink and a meal, either on your way in or on your way out of Looe. Lynn and her staff will always give you a warm welcome, and their tasty home-cooked bar food is available lunchtimes and evenings. Recently refurbished, it has a cosy, friendly feel to it, and families are very welcome, for whom there's also sunny seating outside and a children's play area. The Globe is also a great place to head for in the evenings, as they have live entertainment 2 or 3 times a week. So why not give them a call on 01503 262 495 to see what's on the programme at the moment. You'll be sure of an enjoyable break at the Globe. The Looe railway station opposite the Globe Inn operates a park and ride scheme. This delightful journey will be referred to in more detail later on this tape when we visit Liscard. But for the moment we continue in Looe, where you should park in one of the signposted car parks, and keeping on the same side of the river as the Globe Inn, make your way into East Looe, where, keeping to the river's edge, you will find the Cellar and Loft restaurant. The Cellar and Loft bar and restaurant is one of the oldest buildings in Looe, dating back over 400 years and still largely preserved in its original form. Reputed to be a former haunt of local smugglers rife along the Cornish coast amongst seafaring men in the 16th century, it's easy to imagine the old sailing boats moored to the quayside right outside. Some of the original beams and roof trusses built of old oak have been salvaged from local wrecks, and the building itself has been used over the years for such things as the storage of contraband, pilchard processing, barrel making, sail making, and grain and coal storage. During renovations to convert this delightful historic building to its present-day use, many interesting features and relics were discovered which you can see today, such as cannonballs, handmade glass bottles, and a very old fireplace. Even old bones came to light. Today, the cellar and loft is a welcoming bar and restaurant offering everything from light meals, snacks and cream teas during the day to delicious evening meals in their charming loft restaurant, of which fresh fish is obviously a great speciality. Why not treat yourself to their exquisite fresh lobster when in season? Derek and Leslie will always be pleased to see you, and to reserve a table, then just call 01503 262 131 to avoid disappointment. No visit to Looe would be complete without putting out to sea, and you won't find a better way to do this than to take a trip with Odella Sea Cruises. The Odella was built locally in 1968, and as Ella of Looe, went mackerel fishing in winter and sharking in summer. During her working life, she was renowned for braving sea conditions that kept lesser boats tied up in the harbour, and she is still highly powered for her class. She was retired in the winter of 1990 when a new Ella was built, from which time she became known as Old Ella, hence her present name. Colin and Sue Davis are delighted to have had the opportunity of restoring her to her former glory, and have painstakingly stripped the wood to reveal the beautiful original mahogany and eroca underneath. She's fully equipped with all the latest navigational instruments, and also carries emergency oxygen, life rafts, life jackets, life buoys and flares for your safety, and a proper flushing loo for your convenience. Colin and Sue are both fully licensed and have between them over 25 years seagoing experience. The Odella does regular sea cruises to Plymouth, Mevagissey, Foy and Polperro, and can also organise special cruises for private parties, evening trips, and both wreck and scenic diving. The boat's very spacious, with room for all the family and the dog, with free hot and cold drinks along the way and a full 2 hours to explore ashore. The cruises usually leave at noon, but Colin and Sue can be found each morning at the ferry steps near the cellar and loft on East Looe Quay to answer your questions and take bookings. Or you can phone them on 01503 272 527 for the best boat trip in the area. While you have a wander around the narrow back streets, do take a look at the many doorways leading from each house. Doorways up steps, doorways down steps, doorways in the front, back and sides, a haven for smugglers. Make your way towards the beach and the Banjo Pier. This is one of the safest beaches in Cornwall, and there are a number of places for a quick snack, tea, coffee, ice cream, or if you're peckish, a Cornish pasty. But if it's a nice cool pint of lager or pint or two of real ale that takes your fancy, then visit the double-decker bars just off the seafront. It's a really fun, friendly place with a large family room downstairs full of games and toys. The spacious upstairs bar has a wide range of beers and ales, including real ale, and with all sorts of amusements, including an old 10-penny table football. Food, available lunchtimes and evenings, is good value and really tasty. It's all homemade, nothing frozen, with choices such as chilli, lasagna and garlic bread. Their doorstep sandwiches have to be seen to be believed, and there's also a takeaway counter downstairs. By the way, the crab has to be the freshest in the area, as it's caught by the father of Liz, the landlady, and prepared personally by her. There's entertainment too in the evenings, all sorts of things, including big bands. The IQ of the regulars at Double Deckers is so high that they've twice been runners-up in the St Austell Brewery Quiz League, and are hoping to win this year, if the team members don't have too much Hicks special draft before the final. Sound like your sort of place? Then call in. Before returning to your car, go over the river to West Looe, either by one of the many ferries normally running from a point near the fish market, or if you're feeling a little more energetic, walk over the bridge, turn left, and on your right you'll find a delightful place to sit and watch the world go by at the Harbour Moon. As it's situated right on the quay in West Looe, from here, either through the panoramic windows in the bar or from the extensive outside terrace seating area, you have a wonderful view of the water. You can actually see the fish being landed as the boats come in from sea. The Harbour Moon itself is a great pub, with a thriving local trade as well as a warm welcome for all visitors, and is particularly well known for its really good restaurant, which is a charming room separate from the main bar. The menu for lunchtimes and evenings offers a complete range of dishes from tasty bar snacks like open prawn sandwiches, Hungry Man kilo burgers and fire alarm chili with garlic bread, to full meals of steaks, grills and of course fresh fish from the quay, all at really good prices. There's a vegetarian menu too, and families are very welcome. In the evenings there's occasional live entertainment, but Nigel the landlord will keep you amused in any event. This warm, welcoming pub also has a small number of rooms available to let. You can phone on 01503 262 873 for further information and reservations for rooms or for the restaurant. Parking's limited outside, but there's the massive public car park just up the road, and only a short stagger from the Harbour Moon itself. Our last venue in Looe should not be missed, and for safety's sake, although it's only half a mile away, it's advisable to drive there, as there are few if any pavements after you leave West Looe. Drive past the little church on your left and carefully proceed up the cliffside road until at the top of the hill you come round the corner to Hannaford. After the 2-minute drive to this delightful residential part of Looe, which most visitors to Looe never see, find a place to park and take a stroll along the seafront and gaze with envy at St George's Island, more commonly known as Looe Island, which is steeped in tales of smuggling, buried treasure and tunnels to the mainland. Legend has it that Joseph of Arimathea landed on the island with the child Christ on his way to Glastonbury. For many years the island was run as a market garden and daffodil farm, but is now owned by Evelyn and Babs Atkins, who themselves did not discover the island until their 4th visit to Looe. They fell in love with it and in 1964 bought it for the sum of £20,000. It took 5 trips to land their furniture, and on Saturday the 13th of February 1965 they spent their first night on the island, sleeping on the floor with driftwood burning in the grate. The sisters' heartwarming stories are told by Evelyn Atkins' book, We Bought an Island, and for a panoramic view of Looe Bay and the island, why not pop into the Hannaford Point Hotel? It's really hard to imagine a more spectacular view than the one enjoyed from here. The hotel itself, recently refurbished to a magnificent standard, offers all the luxuries associated with such a quality venue, and welcomes you whether you're wishing to stay for a holiday or a few days, or whether you wish to call in for coffee, a drink or a meal. They also have a superb indoor leisure centre with heated swimming pool, whirlpool, sauna, steam room, solarium, gymnasium and squash courts. The Raffles Bar, with its glorious bay views, is ideal for morning coffee, afternoon tea or an enjoyable evening of drinks with friends, and their Headland restaurant offers a mouth-watering selection of freshly prepared meals for your enjoyment. The Hannaford Point Hotel also takes pleasure in helping you to arrange almost anything by way of activities that you might be looking for. Rock climbing, water sports, clay pigeon shooting, horse riding, shark fishing. The list is endless. Just give them a call on 01503 263 273, or better still, call in, and they'll be more than happy to arrange things for you. We now leave West Looe, and instead of returning over the bridge, bear left up the hill, point C on the map, as we head along the A387 for about 3 or 4 miles, where, after dropping down a long, steep hill, we enter Polperro. On your right is a large car park which you must use, as it's the only one in Polperro. Whilst it's only a 10-minute stroll into the village, whether you call in first or on your way back to the car park, don't miss a visit to the Crumplehorn Inn. This is situated across the road from the main car park. It's a fascinating historic building with a wealth of legends attached that makes it not only a very convenient but a very interesting place to visit. As well as the inn itself, at which you can book bed and breakfast, there's also the Crumplehorn Mill, offering luxury self-contained holiday flats for a delightful stay. The 16th century mill, with its working water wheel on the side, has an amazing history of pirates and privateers, and contains all sorts of mementos and artefacts for you to see when you're there at the inn. Now a thriving free house, featured in the camera guide, you'll be assured of a really welcome break, whether it's just for a drink or to have a snack, a light meal or dinner. Andrew, the chef proprietor, prides himself particularly on his selection of homemade soups and pâtés, the authentic chili, herby steak and kidney pie and their range of delicious curries. Also available are a great choice of steaks, grills, salads and fresh local fish, and shellfish. The crab is particularly recommended. Families are very welcome inside on the sunny patio or by the stream, and there's a lovely relaxed atmosphere throughout, with staff who really go out of their way to ensure you enjoy your visit. For table reservations, advisable in season, please phone 01503 272 348. Leaving the Crumplehorn, you can either stroll down to the village or take one of the frequent horse-drawn buses, and about a quarter of a mile down the hill from the car park, on the right-hand side, you will find the cottage restaurant. Ask the driver when you get on to stop for you so you can visit this truly delightful 400-year-old building with oak beams and a fascinating and very attractive decor. Run by the resident owners, this charming restaurant has gained a fine reputation for both its lunches and a la carte evening meals. It offers a wide variety of appetising dishes on the menu, with fresh local fish and particularly lobster as its speciality. During the day you can also sit outside in the large terrace tea garden and enjoy the birds, butterflies and fish pond. Why not treat yourself to local crab sandwiches and Cornish scrumpy, or indulge in a delicious cream tea? The cottage restaurant also has charming double ensuite bedrooms if you care to stay. You can phone them on Polperro 01503 272217 for a reservation. Altogether a venue not to be missed. Continuing down the hill on your right, you will come across the Land of Legend and Model Village, which really is a delightful experience for all the family. The Model Village has, spread at your feet, the quaint fishing village of Polperro itself, all in miniature, allowing you to truly appreciate this charming place in a nutshell. And there's even a model of the model together with a photographic exhibition. Then there's the Land of Legend itself. The only real way to describe it all is to say that seeing is believing. Cornwall is steeped in ancient history, folklore and legends, all full of mysteries, spirits and things that go bump in the night. The displays are all working models, many full size, each giving a fascinating insight into times gone by. Tin mines to potteries, shipwreckers to smugglers, witches to wizards. Each display has a feeling of real life together with fascinating background information. Finally, as you go through the train ticket office, you will thoroughly enjoy the full working double O-gauge model railway. A delightful experience for anyone of any age, where boys are boys and dads are boys again as well. And as you leave, you can look out for some souvenirs of your visit to buy in their gift shop. The Land of Legend is open from Easter until the end of October, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m, but it stays open until 10:30 p.m. in high season. You can phone them on 01503 272378 for any information. You are now only some 100 yards away from the quaint harbour, which is still a thriving fishing port, and on your way, opposite the attractive little square at Saxon Bridge in the centre of Polperro, you'll see a ship's figurehead over the door of Nelson's Restaurant. The charming exterior is just the start of a truly pleasurable visit to this gourmet venue, which, when you go inside, will delight the eye as well as the taste buds. The decor's so interesting, full of fascinating seafaring artefacts and antiquities, and the surprisingly large restaurant offers both table d'hôte and a full a la carte menu. All the vegetables and accompaniments are selected from fresh local produce, and the home-prepared desserts are out of this world. They also have a wonderful selection of fresh fish in season, all complemented with an extensive wine cellar and a wickedly tempting choice of classic exclusive ports. You'll also receive a warm welcome from Peter and Betty Nelson if you call in for morning coffee or a mouth-watering Devon cream tea in the afternoon. Open all year except for Monday and Saturday lunchtimes, you'll never be disappointed, but it would be wise to book on 01503 272 366 just to be sure of your table reservation. Standing on Saxon Bridge next to Nelson's Restaurant and watching the stream running down towards the sea, it's impossible to believe that following a storm in 1976, this stream became a torrent of water which swept through the village at a height of some 4 feet, taking cars and walls in its path, and at this spot was many feet deep, being 11 feet above the normal level of the stream, flooding the restaurant and all the surrounding properties. This has happened a number of times, the last as recently as 1993. From the bridge, take a left turn and you will see the harbour some 50 yards in front of you. Should you feel energetic, there's a magnificent coastal walk starting from the left-hand side of the harbour and is some 4 miles long, finishing at Hannaford, which we visited earlier.
We've now reached the halfway mark in our tour of South East Cornwall. Please fast forward to the end of this side and turn over for part 2.
You now leave Polperro and proceed back up the hill, and at the top of the hill look on your left for a road sign at point D on the map for the B3359 to Plint, spelt P-E-L-Y-N-T, and follow this road into the village, where on your right you'll see the Jubilee Inn. This 16th century inn, once a medieval farmhouse, lies at the entrance to this charming village. As one of Cornwall's finest privately owned freehouse country inns, and recommended for many years by Egon Ronay, you will first be attracted by the pillars along the pale pink painted frontage topped with ornate crowns, just one of the several reminders of Queen Victoria's first 50 years. Inside are oak beam ceilings, fresh flowers in summer, roaring logs in winter, and a definite promise of good food and wine. The casual, comfortable atmosphere welcomes guests back again and again, whether to have a drink and a meal or to stay in their delightful accommodation. There's even a bridal suite with a 4-poster bed overlooking the quiet courtyard, and a spiral staircase designed by Stuart Armfield, a local artist, many of whose paintings and watercolours grace the walls of the Jubilee. You can be guaranteed an excellent bar snack or full meal both at lunchtimes and in the evening, and real ales feature strongly, including the locally brewed Jubilee Original. A perfect place for pre-lunch or pre-dinner drinks, or afternoon tea with fresh strawberry scones and masses of Cornish cream. The spacious gardens are an ideal venue for the barbecue, which operates most evenings in the summer, and families are very welcome. There's a play area for the children and plenty of parking. For table reservations or further information, please phone 01503 220920. Leaving the Jubilee Inn, continue through the village along the B3359 for about 1.5 miles, past the Lanreth turning, and look out for the brown tourism sign directing you to our next venue, Porfell Animal Land Wildlife Park. If you want to visit a place where you and your children can experience the wonders of nature, then Porfell Animal Land Wildlife Park is just such a place. It's here that you can meet such wonderful creatures as deer, wallabies, goats, ducks, chickens, and of course capybara, raccoons, zebra and meerkats. These are just a few of the exotic, wild and domesticated animals to be found within the 15 acres of sloping fields and varied woodland bounded by streams. Visitors can enjoy the reality of close contact with nature and savour the stimulation of discovery. Touch, listen, look and smell, allowing your senses to come alive and be aware of the miracle of life by close contact with animals in their natural surroundings. Pause for a while by the pond to watch the ducks and geese who always flock round for a handful of corn. Wander through the ancient woodland on specially laid paths over the marsh areas. And finally, why not take a break in the cosy, relaxed atmosphere of the Peacock Tea Room while the children enjoy the play area just outside in the garden. A visit to Porfell Wildlife Park is a unique experience for all the family, a day you'll always remember with great affection. They're open every day between Easter and the end of October from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and can be contacted on 01503 220211. When leaving Porfell Animal Land, follow the signs to East Tap House, and when you come to the junction with the main road, point E on the map, turn right along the A390 towards Liskeard, going through the village of Dob Walls, where you rejoin the A38. Drive down the hill, after which you should look out to your left for the signs to Liskeard. Take this left turn and drive for about a mile into the town centre, where at the mini roundabout, make a right turn. Some 200 yards on your left after the mini roundabout, look out for our next venue, Merlin Glass. Glassmaking is a very old, traditional and fascinating craft, resting these days in very few skilled hands. Liskeard is fortunate, therefore, to have Merlin Glass right in the centre of this old market town. Liam Carey, master craftsman at Merlin Glass, has a rare talent with this very beautiful material, and fashions it into shapes and forms using natural colours to subtly enhance its beauty. At Merlin Glass Studio you can watch him at work and explore his creations, which are for sale in the glass shop next door. Whether you're already an avid collector of glass or whether you're just starting out, you will thoroughly enjoy this pastoral and fascinating visit and find a memento of your time there to treasure forever or give as a gift. most of which are reasonably priced. You must also remember to look out for some of Merlin Glass' selected items which are currently for sale in a number of major London stores, including Harrods, the most original of which are a range of exquisite glass and brass doorknobs in a range of glorious colours, ranging from teal blue to amber. For further information, please phone 01579 342 399. Leaving Merlin Glass, continue down the road where you will find Liskeard Railway Station, point F on the map. From here, for a really special day out from Liskeard to Looe, why not leave your car and cares behind and truly relax? Go green on the Looe Valley line and explore the Cornish countryside, towns and villages without the worries of driving and parking. This is a journey which has enchanted travellers for over 100 years, as it winds its way for just over 8 miles through unspoilt countryside, hugging the steep-sided valley of the East Looe River. Built in the mid-19th century to transport copper ore and granite, the line has been carrying passengers since 1879, with the final link into Liskeard added in 1901. Whatever the season, the Looe Valley line has something to offer, from the magnificent carpets of bluebells in the spring, the sights, sounds and smells of a Cornish summer, to the majestic golds and coppers of the autumn. From Coombs Station you'll go through St Keen, the home of Paul Corrin's magnificent music machines, which we'll also visit by road. Then Causland, the junction for visiting the ancient stone circle at Dulo and the holy well of St Cubies. And then on to Sand Place with its old lime kilns, before arriving in Looe. There are taxis at the station and regular bus links to Polperro. It really is such a special way to travel, and an inclusive park and ride ticket from Liskeard Station for 1 car and up to 5 passengers is a real economy. You can telephone 01752 221300 for train times and further travel information. The Looe Valley Line is also an integral part of the South East Cornwall initiative called Project Explore. This can be seen in detail by visiting the Discovery Centre in West Looe. Telephone 01503 263 266, where details of walking and cycling trips are readily available. There are, for example, some 17 scenic walks in the beautiful Looe Valley Line area, all of which can be started from stations along the line. And don't forget that you can, of course, have your day out in reverse by going from Looe to Liskeard and back. To visit our next venue, Paul Corrin's magnificent music machines, by car, continue past Liskeard Station for about 1.5 miles, where you bear left at the bridge, where you will see the brown tourism sign. Just follow the signs to find Paul Corrin's magnificent music machines, treated to an exhibition where everything comes to life. See and hear the sounds of the fair organs, orchestrions, player pianos and the mighty Wurlitzer theatre pipe organ. Paul Corrin and his very special collection of music machines will take you back in time to an era of peace and tranquility. You may already have seen his mighty Wurlitzer on BBC's Songs of Praise or Thames Television's Wish You Were Here. He's also very kindly allowed us to use some of his unique music on this guide. Open from 10:30 to 5 p.m. every day from May to the last Sunday of October, and for 10 days over Easter, with some extra days in April, you will have such a pleasurable visit. You can phone on 01579 343 108 to check details. There's also ample parking, a picnic area by the river, light refreshments available and recordings to buy, plus the choice of arriving by car or on the Looe Valley Line, all making for music on a branch line. Turn by the same route to the mini roundabout in Liskeard town centre. Liskeard, formerly known as Liscarette, was in the 1800s somewhat similar to the gold mining towns in the wild west of America, as it was used as a recreational centre for the thousands of miners living in the surrounding villages who came into the town to frequent the numerous pubs that existed at that time. Stuart House on your right boasts a visit by Charles I during the Civil War, and you will find this old market town worth a short stop. Leaving the town centre of Liskeard, follow the A390 to Tavistock. Stay on this road for about 1/4 mile and look out on your left for the B3254 signposted to Launceston. Follow this road for 5.5 miles, where you will travel to the edge of Bodmin Moor, and descend into the hamlet of Upton Cross, point G on the map. You will see the remains of numerous old mine workings, as this area was, in the 1800s, one of the world's major suppliers of copper and tin. In 1856, more than 20 mines were in operation in this area. In the centre of Upton Cross, look out for a sign for our next venue and follow the road for about a mile, and on the left you will find the Looe Valley Dairy, which is somewhere you and your family will always remember and enjoy, a real taste of a working farm at its very best. The Horrell family have lived here as tenants of the Duchy of Cornwall since 1905, and it's now the home of the internationally famous, award-winning Yarg cheese, a delicious vegetarian soft cheese covered with nettle leaves and mould-ripened, produced exclusively for delicatessen counters all over the country from the Looe Valley Dairy. Here you can see the whole process, from milking the Frisian Holstein herd in the parlour through to the cheese store. Call in between 10 and 4 Monday to Saturday, between Easter and October, and you'll find so much to do and enjoy. Visit the farm, including small families of pigs and sheep. Enjoy the picnic area, pond and nature walks. Watch the slideshow and see the exhibition and museum. The coffee shop is open for snacks, light meals and cream teas until 4:30, and you can sample this very special cheese whilst browsing in the gift shop, specialising in quality Cornish goods. Their telephone number is 01579 622 44. Returning to Upton Cross, turn right and look out for signs on the right for our next place of interest, Sturt's Theatre. This is an open-air theatre and environmental centre which is set right in the heart of this moorland area and which holds a wide variety of theatre, music and arts events all year round. From June to September there are regular productions to suit all tastes, performed in the unique and inspiring open-air theatre. In addition to this, there are also monthly exhibitions in the gallery. During October to April, they hold their events in the studio area, and all year round there's always something special around the corner. Their own theatre company meets and performs regularly, and workshops ranging through theatre, music, the arts and educational themes are offered on a frequent basis. There's also a cafe and bar to make your visit complete. For full programme details, please phone 01579 62382 or 62962. Sturt's, the theatre in the open air, a real experience not to be missed. Returning to the crossroads in Upton Cross, turn right and follow the road through the hamlet of Minions, where you can stop in the car park and go for a short walk to see the ancient stone circles called the hurlers, which have been dated to 1500 BC. And legend has it that they are men turned to stone because they threw a ball on the Sabbath. Continuing through Minions for some 2 miles, look out for a sign for the village of St Clear on your left near the cattle grid. Drive into the village, past the church on your left, and you will find the Stag Inn. And when you walk through the door of the Stag Inn, you'll know straight away that you're about to enjoy the full flavour and character of a real village inn. The warm welcome will assure you of a pleasant stay, and the 2 spacious bars offer plenty of seating and interesting things to browse around. As a free house, it boasts a large selection of very popular real ales, including guest beers, and their reputation for good home-cooked food is well known in the area. You can eat at lunchtimes and in the evening, and can also enjoy their great value Sunday roast. The dining room has magnificent views, and there's also plenty of parking space. Families are very welcome in the garden and in the youngsters' play area, as well as in the dining room, of course. What could be nicer than this? If you'd like to book a table, you can phone on 01579 342 305, or just call in. You'll be made very welcome at any time. Return out of the village and turn left, continuing along the road from Minions, and travel for some 2.5 miles past King Doniot's Stone, and take the right turn signposted to St Neot. The charming and historic village of St Neot will take you back in time to the era when the Bodmin to London stagecoach used to make its first stop en route at our next venue, the London Inn, which was built approximately 400 years ago. Before calling into this typical village pub, it would be well worth a few minutes of your time to look around the 15th century St Neot Church, famed for its magnificent stained glass windows, thankfully undamaged by Cornwall and his men whilst they rampaged through this area in times gone by. In this picturesque village you'll also find the Holy Well of St Neot, who reputedly came here in the 8th century. The London Inn, in the heart of this delightful village, is a free house with a good selection of beers and wines and a mouth-watering and extensive lunch and evening meal menu, supplemented by chalkboard specials from day to day. Everything is home-cooked, and with their fine reputation, it would be wise to phone 01579 320263 to book your evening table. The decor's fascinating with its old-world beams and log fires, and families are welcome either in the sunny garden or in the family bar, where you won't be distracted by the noise of a jukebox or a fruit machine, as the landlord prefers to retain the friendly atmosphere of good conversation with locals and visitors alike. After leaving the London Inn, turn left and follow the Liskeard sign out of the village, and after some 2.5 miles you'll rejoin the A38, where you should turn left with care. This is point H on the map. Continuing along the A38 through the village of Dolp Walls, which we passed through earlier in our travels, go down the hill and at the bottom look out on your right for an entry into Moorswater Estate, where you take the second turning right and find the Hudson Pottery. Cornwall has long been famous for its unique and attractive pottery, and you can see it at its very best when you call into the Hudson Pottery Company. This is where their range is actually made, and as well as visiting their factory shop, you're also very welcome to have a look around the workshops themselves and see everything being made. All the decorated terracotta pottery is handcrafted, making each piece unique, and amongst the large range of stoneware and kitchenware, you'll also find electric lamps, fragranced oil burners, wall plaques and potpourri holders. The factory shop is a positive Aladdin's cave of wonderful bargains, all at factory prices, and a huge range of discontinued items and seconds to tempt you. You'll be very welcome at any time during their working day between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m, Mondays to Fridays. And if you want to give them a call, they can be reached on 01579 342 864. Before leaving Moorswater, look east, and you can see the railway viaduct, which was opened in 1881. And you can also see the remains of the first viaduct, which had been built around 1853. Moorswater was in the 1800s a thriving quay, where copper and tin were brought down by rail from the Minions area that we visited earlier, and loaded here onto barges, which travelled through 25 locks down the canal to Looe to be shipped all over the world. The wagons which had arrived from Minions needed no power, as it was a downhill run all the way, but horses had to take the empty wagons back until 1860, when they were replaced by steam locomotives. The Looe to Liskeard railway line follows the route of the old canal, and you can see many remains of the old locks and towpaths during your journey on this beautiful line. Returning to the A38, turn right and proceed along the Liskeard bypass, and after passing Liskeard, look out on your left for signs to Menheniot, where, on the junction, you will find our next venue, the Hayloft Restaurant. The Hayloft Restaurant has been lovingly converted from the original farm hay store, and the atmosphere is charmingly retained with many old farming implements displayed, including traditional horse brasses and bridles, in addition to countryside paintings, all creating a taste of rural history to complement your visit. Traditionally famous for its steaks, why not treat yourself to filet en cru with Madeira sauce? The menu has now expanded to include almost anything that you could wish for. Honey roast duckling with orange or mouth-watering Scottish salmon, all served with fresh local vegetables. The Hayloft special desserts are also a delight. Add the clotted cream if you dare. Open lunchtimes for light meals and snacks, and from 7 p.m. for dinner, you can be sure to have found your gastronomic haven. You may in fact like it so much that you decide to stay. Ask about their holiday cottages while you're there. The Hayloft is so popular, however, that you should phone first to book your table for dinner on 01503 240 241. Leaving the Hayloft, turn right towards Menheniot, and on your left near Menheniot Station you will find the Quad and Kart Centre, where if you're looking for an all-action fun day, then this off-road motorsport leisure centre offers tremendous fun, as well as offering an all-year, all-weather family attraction, whether you're a real beginner or real pro. Open daily with no admission charge from Easter to the end of October from 10 a.m. and also available during the winter months for some sessions by appointment. You can choose between quads, kiddies quads, scorpion carts and electric cars. The tracks are great fun as well as being safe for all, and there are toilets as well as facilities for the disabled. The children's play area is a great attraction, and the cafe offers filling refreshments when you want to take a break. Whether you decide to go by car or by train, you'll be sure of an all-action day out for everyone, whether young or old. For opening times or information, please phone 01579 347 229. After your visit to the Quad Centre, return to the A38 and turn left with care, following the signs for Saltash and Plymouth. Just before entering the tunnel, which bypasses the Saltash bypass, etc., bear left and go up the hill, where at the top of the hill you join the old Saltash bypass and almost immediately bear left into Old Ferry Road and left again into Salt Mill Lane, which will take you to our last venue on our tour of South East Cornwall, the China Fleet Country Club. This is renowned as the premier sports and leisure club in the southwest and is set in beautiful Cornish countryside adjoining the River Tamar, and now additionally famous for sightings of the mysterious wild black panther. You will firstly find a challenging par 72 18-hole golf course, for which you will need to have a handicap or hold a club membership. But whether you're an expert or not, you can enjoy the facilities of Riverside Golf World, without doubt the best driving range for miles. Not just because of the 28 floodlit bays or the water splash and other targets, or the fact that there's PGA professional help always available, or that you'll find a pro shop second to none, or even that it's open to non-members, but because it's so easy to get to, whichever way you're driving. The imposing China Fleet Country Club building itself, which additionally offers self-catering apartments, also houses swimming, sauna, jacuzzi, dance studios, squash, badminton and tennis, plus a playgroup and a creche. There's also a great choice of food and drink to suit all tastes and pockets, whether you're taking part or just an observer. So why not call in for a drink, a snack or a meal in the farmhouse and have a look round while you're there? You'll be glad that you did. For a great day out, whether wet or dry, you really will enjoy this magnificent venue. And you can telephone on 01752 848 668 for further details. After your visit to the China Fleet Club, return to the main road and turn left, and you'll filter into the traffic, leaving the tunnel to cross the Tamar Bridge, leaving beautiful Cornwall and returning to Devon where we started our journey. We've now come to the end of our visitor's guide to South East Cornwall. We hope that you found this guide to be both informative and enjoyable. At the time of compilation, all the information was correct. Our guides are also available for other areas, including Plymouth, the rest of Cornwall and South Devon, as at spring 1995. Should you have any queries or comments, please write to us at the address shown on the cassette label, or ring or fax us on 01752 253 633. And in the meantime, have a nice day.